Didn't even think he was going to be bowling this week. Ended up going to the urgent care center here in Vegas. Swollen sore throat, tonsils were laying on his tongue, choking when he spoke. I'll tell you a little bit more about his visit and his communication with the nurses in a moment, but here's Chris Barnes to open up our title match. Gets the 10 to drop.
Yeah, it had some insurance coming across. Head pin just went across and it was looking for the 10. The 10 was already gone. Nice opening shot. Let's see what type of nerves Michael Haugen Jr. has looking for his first ever career major.
From Cave Creek, Arizona, just north of Phoenix. Won Denny's PBA Tour title.
Rob, prior to the interview, I asked Michael Haugen how his ball reaction looked because he was getting practice in between games, and he said, well, they're a little bit tighter than they have been all week, but if I keep my speed down a bit, they're still good.
Wednesday, he went to the hospital, and as we said, he couldn't communicate, so he was writing notes and pointing to explain his ailment to the nurses, and the nurses would write back to him, and he's like, no, I can hear you. I just can't speak right now, people.
It's tight, now it's hooking. Oh, man. How's that lane tight? Now it's hooking out of the building.
See, and this is a problem that I thought Michael Haugen Jr. would run into. Chris Barnes is playing left of Michael Haugen. What happens is Chris will use all of his hold area up. So when he misses to the left,
Jones not here.
His ball's not going to lay off.
Just 20% on split conversions this week.
Yeah, and this is not an easy one either. Almost impossible. 4-6-7. Well, when you're Chris Barnes and you've got Mo on your side, that's exactly what you want to see. Well, let's see if Chris Barnes can keep it together mentally. Just continue to make great shots.
This is 5th Tournament of Champions Finals appearance. 1 win, 1 second-place finish, and 2 third-place finishes for him. As we take a look at our matchup, Haugen Jr. winning his first PBA Tour title this year. Came at the 2007 Lake County Indiana Classic, where he beat Wes Malott in the final, 247 to 239. Chris Barnes, 0 titles this season, but 8 for his career, including 2 majors.
He's doing exactly what the greats before him would do in this situation. They get an opening from their opponent, and they would take advantage of it. The greats like Earl Anthony, Mark Roth, Dick Weber. When they'd see an opening, they would need a stick to chew on, chomping at the bit to get up there and throw 3 or 4 in a row right on top of their opponent.
Haugen has gone strike, open frame. Now this in the 3rd.
Haugen is in serious trouble. He needs to make an adjustment, move a little bit to the left, and get on that same line that Chris Barnes is playing.
You get the feeling he's lucky it was only the 4 standing. So if you're talking to Haugen right now, what are you advising him?
I would watch where Chris Barnes' laydown area is, and I would get right on top of that, and then he would have that little bit of dry patch there, and he would have the hold left of that. He needs to mirror where Chris Barnes is playing and adjust his speed accordingly. And Chris isn't hooking it a lot, even though he's a high-rep guy. He's not crossing a lot of boards. It's a line that Michael Haugen Jr. can play. The problem is he's been playing out the whole week. Feels comfortable out there.
I'm in trouble.
There we go. But he's still talking to himself. Certainly does not feel comfortable as he's in an early 32-pin hold here in the finals of the H&R Block Tournament of Champions. When we return, our live conclusion of this season's 2nd PBA Major. Welcome back to Red Rock Resort and Lanes here in Las Vegas for the conclusion of the 2008 H&R Block Tournament of Champions. There's Ken Treat, the H&R Block Senior Vice President of Field Management. H&R Block, the title sponsor of this week's tournament. PBA.com is your best source for all the latest PBA news, including information about PBA Experienced Bowling Leagues. The leagues, which are a joint venture between the PBA and USBC, gives league bowlers the chance to bowl on the same oil patterns that the pros compete on each week. Leagues are constantly forming, so head to PBA.com today to learn more. Chris Barnes bowled 2 ham bones in the semifinals of his 257-205 win. He is on the verge of opening up this title match with the ham bone. 4 strikes in a row, already on top by 32.
And for those of you that are new to our sport, a ham bone is a 4-bagger. A little bit light. Watch this shot here. Chris may be just a little over pumped, a little bit too much ball speed. This ball doesn't hook quite enough, but only leaves the 2-pin, easy single-pin spare for Barnes.
He's been flawless in single-pin spares this week. So strike, 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 spare for Barnes. Lead at 31. Barnes with the 3rd best average on the tour this season, behind Walter Ray Williams Jr. and the rookie Rhino Page, checking in at just over 226 per outing.
It's better.
There we go.
Go like that.
Chris Barnes looking to add his name to the list of winners here in Las Vegas, like Mike Albee, Nelson Burton Jr., Marshall Holman, Don Johnson, Mark Roth, Carmen Salvino, Wayne Webb, Dick Weber. They all won titles here. Chris Barnes looking to add his name to that list and do it in major fashion.
Michael Haugen Jr. working off a strike. He really struggled in frames 2 and 3.
It's going to hook early, too. You got it.
And now in 5 as well.
Out of the blue. All week it doesn't hook now. It's hooking. You got to be kidding me. I move in, it doesn't get back. It's not good.
There's good talk and there's bad talk.
Yeah, and this isn't good. You know, again, Michael Haugen played where he's playing all week long, and he's comfortable there. And right now, his same ball reaction that he had all week long that helped him lead this tournament is gone. It happens quite often on television. You've got to find another way to get around it.
Come on, get a little hook.
Coming into today, Haugen was unbeaten on television this season, 2-0. He won both of those at the Lake County, Indiana Classic. This will be his 4th top 10 finish of the season.
Re-rack.
And he asked for a re-rack because he needs some more time to get himself composed and figure this lane out. Our Flomax weekly update focuses in on Michael Haugen Jr. 45th last week in Fountain Valley, qualified 8th, and tore it up in match play.
Michael Haugen is going to make a ball change here, and if he's going to stay where he's playing the lanes now, he needs to amp up his ball speed so that the ball will hold line.
No.
This time it's the
Ball
7
reaction
pin.
gone on Sunday. Wow.
Well, we've all been there. Any of us that have ever bowled on television have all experienced what Michael Haugen's going through, and it's the worst feeling in the world. If you're Chris Barnes, got to be pretty excited about the situation you're in right now, knowing that your opponent is struggling to get to the pocket, and you are absolutely locked in, zeroed in. You know, all you have to do is just pry it off your hand and get it going in the right direction, and it's going to hit the pocket.